Edward Philip George Siaga, the fifth Prime Minister of Jamaica from 1980 to 1989, and he was the leader of the JLP from 1974 to 2005 when he retired from active politics. He was receiving treatment, like I said, in the United States, and his family was with him. Today also coincidentally marks his 89th birthday. So he passed away on his 89th birthday. So to all Jamaicans at home and abroad, we do extend our sincere condolences. Mr. Siaga, of course, was like one of those giants in politics and so on. And I think one of his legacies will be the establishment and the encouragement of the founding of the Caribbean Development Bank. One commentator quickly said he was not a regional integrationist like the others. He wasn't too keen on that, but he certainly was a part of the setting up of the Caribbean Development Bank. So my expert in Jamaican timing is telling me 1 p.m. in Jamaica is 2 p.m. in Ghana. So I was a little correct somewhere.
You were almost there.
I was almost there.
Very close.
All right, Daisy, over to you now. Let's hear what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Well, first up, we'll be talking about Adam Levine. I'm pretty sure everybody knows him. He's the handsome, cute one on The Voice. Yeah. And it is said that the 16th season of The Voice will be Adam's last time. He will be leaving after that season. It is quite weird that Adam will be leaving, because just a couple of weeks back we had NBC coming forth and saying, hey, Adam is going to be on our 17th season as well. I don't know what could have happened within the 2 weeks, but however, the 16th season will be Adam's last season. According to what I read, a lot of things has gone sour. Adam is unhappy with the new rules they have put in place. Yes, so there's a lot of speculations. Some are saying that he's been fired, and some says he got a bit antsy after he couldn't cope, or he didn't like the new rules for The Voice. And so as a result of that, he started to behave like a spoiled baby. Yes. You know what they usually do on The Voice? They would give each singer a bunch of people that they would have to train. Adam somehow didn't have any, because all of his were sent home.
Oh.
Yes, so he was upset, and he was not communicating with with the other members or anything of the sort. And also, I'm told that I read Adam, all the judges, they had a particular night where they had to perform, and Adam his performance was the worst of the night, actually. He just stood there. He had no expression. He had no energy. He had nothing going on for him. And that really sent the NBC directors over edge. They are not happy about his behavior. It's kind of embarrassing. It was kind of embarrassing to them. And so Adam did issue a statement stating he will no longer be on season 17.
Wow,
of
that's
The
a long
Voice.
time. That's a long time for the show.
He's one of the judges that has been there since the beginning. He's one of the faces and voices that we would have known, and he's been there forever. And I feel like
I guess it's time he decided to do something.
Well, that's what he said, but of course we know there's an underlying issue there. But he did say he thinks it's time. He thinks it's time that he moves on.
Yeah.
But of course, I
Tina
do
Turner always said you must always know when to leave the party.
Yeah. So he will not be there. Moving on to Meek Mill. Oh my goodness, I've been seeing this for a minute on TMZ News, and Meek Mill showed up to the Cosmopolitan Hotel that's in Vegas, and he was told he cannot enter the premises or he will be arrested. Now, this is the thing, he also had receipts as well. Yes, he had one of his guys that was on his crew was actually videoing. And what had happened is the Cosmopolitan Hotel says that they told Meek before he actually came to the hotel that they don't have space, they're filled to capacity, and they can't accept him. However, he still turned up with his crew. Once he would have gotten there, they said they can't receive him and his crew. And he says, what about if okay, fine, I understand, because they said because of previous issues, which baffled Meek Mill, because he was like, what previous issues? Tell me. They couldn't answer. They couldn't answer. They could not give a reason as to why. What are the reasons?
But it took his booking. He was booked previously.
No, he called before he went there, and they said, listen, we can't take you. And they're claiming, that's their story. Mm-hmm. They're claiming once he turned up, they said, we can't accept you and your crew. We're failed. So Meek was like, all right, I get what you're saying. Can I at least have dinner in your restaurant? Mm-hmm. They said no. And they said, if you step out of the vehicle and you step on our premises, we're going to be forced to arrest you.
Oh my.
So it was that bad. This, the other thing was, his lawyer, Joe says he filed a letter to them, and he said, listen, after the incident, he's asking for an apology so that they can enter the club. Mm-hmm. And they did not respond. The Cosmopolitan Hotel did not respond. They got the letter, they read it, and they just totally ignored it. Mm-hmm. Now that they will be filing, because they're going to court, they're going to sue them, because he's claiming that they embarrassed him. Mm-hmm. They wasted his time. Mm-hmm. And Meek Mill is saying that he says it's basically because of race. Mm-hmm. Apparently, according to Joe Topicana, which is
the lawyer,
he says there is an issued list to a bunch of hotels in Vegas. Yes, that does not. Yes, and mainly rappers. Uh-huh. So they have a list, and they're claiming, the hotel is saying, listen, this is not about race. We have no problem with if you're a black rapper or whatnot. But then he says, could you kindly show me the one white person that you would have refused to come on your premises because you were failed to capacity? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, then. So they will be going to court to deal with that on a higher level because, like I said, they have found nothing against Meek Mill and his crew. They could not identify what was the incident that previously occurred that may stop him from actually being on the premises or in the
or if he was
area.
warned before.
Yes, so there is no reason in particular. So they'll have to come
really
up.
Cloudy.
They'll have to come up with one real quick. Real quick.
Sounds really iffy. Mm-hmm. Well, that's about it.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Beautiful new diary. I love it. It's blue with pink and yellow butterflies. It looks like Mariah Carey. Thank you so much, Dacia, for sharing your news with us this afternoon. We're going to take a break now. When we come back, we have some more music. Heading up towards the top of the hour, we'll be joined by Miss Riza Khan to talk about healthy versus unhealthy relationships. And this is not only in your romantic involvement, but also your relationships with people generally. That will be coming up in just a little while.
Every time you change the station,
a puppy dies. Don't touch that dial.
Every gift sent is a bridge built between lives. Let us at Hallmark help you strengthen your bridges. Choose from an exquisite selection of Hallmark cards, gifts, gift wrap, Yankee candles, Lindt chocolates, glass bear and figurines, cross pens and journals, and many other signature brands. We also carry a unique line of perfumes, helium balloons, and floral arrangements. Visit us at 70 Quamina Street, Georgetown, or contact us 223-6100. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Hallmark Guyana. Hallmark, life is a special occasion.
Get your documents ready to be registered. Are you eligible to be registered during GCOM's house-to-house registration exercise? Then you must have either a birth certificate, a valid passport, naturalization certificate, or certificate of registration. Adoption certificate. Married women may also be asked to present their marriage certificate. Individuals who had a name change, which is not stated on their birth certificate, must present a deed poll along with their original birth certificate. Get your documents ready now and prepare to be registered. If you were previously registered, you will need to be registered again. Be on the lookout. It is your right. Make it your responsibility. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-027729 or 223-9653. Email pro@gcom.org.gy.
Guyana is on the rise, and with that assurance, S. Jack Mohan leads the way in providing a number of firsts. They built the first overpass, allowing free movement of persons across the East Bank Highway. They developed and constructed the new roundabout, 365 feet in diameter, which allows the free flow of traffic with 4 access and 3 exit points. Another first is their regional treatment facility, enhancing the Eccles landfill. Their asphalt plant on the east bank of Demerara provides high-quality asphalt concrete according to international standards for the private and public road upgrades. Visit S. Jack Mohan at 32 First Street, Camberville, or call 219-4206 or 233-3323 or 661-9901, or email them at sjguyana@gmail.com.
How safe is your food? Are you sure about it?
Practice safe food handling techniques with these easy steps, and you can reduce the occurrence of food poisoning. Always keep hot food hot and cold food cold. Hot food must be kept piping hot, so store in a food warmer or on a stove. Cold foods, such as salads, must be kept on ice or refrigerated. Do not store hot food in styrofoam boxes and other containers in the danger zone or room temperature for more than 2 hours. Cover food from dust, insects, rodents, and dirt. Keep your environment clean. Practice these steps and good personal hygiene. Don't buy food from an unsafe environment because you can be a victim of food poisoning.
How safe is your food?
This has been a message from the Government Analyst Food and Drug Department.
Shake that workday off. Shake that. And unwind with Afternoon Kickout. Weekdays with Morano, Dacia, and DJ Tallis. 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Right here on Mega 102.1.
You wanna check? Young and innocent then. Do you remember how it all began? It just seemed like heaven, so I did it. Do you remember back and forth again? Up and all day long. Do you remember us holding hands? Remember we jumped up in his eyes, we stand. No, we'd stay on the phone at night till dawn. Do you remember all the things we said? I love you so I'll never let you go. Do you? And I know she'll be the death of me. At least we'll both be numb. And she'll always get the best of me. The worst is yet to come. But at least we'll both be beautiful and stay forever young. This I know. This I know. She told me don't worry about it. She told me don't worry no more. We both know we can't go without it. She told me you'll never be alone. I can feel my face when I'm with you. But I love it. But I love it.
Need bearings and belts? Think SKF, available at Industrial Supply of Guyana, Inc., located at Lot 4Q Peters Hall, East Bank, Demerara. ISG time, 17 hours, 1.
Every time you change the station,
A puppy dies. Don't touch that dial.
For everything your kitchen and home needs, Gollin Supermarket has got you covered. We have the widest variety of groceries and at the best prices. Located on the ground floor of the A&S complex at lot 9899 Charity Esquivo, Gollin Supermarket is your one-stop shop. Call us on 771-4180 or 639-6226. Great groceries, great value, great service. Only at Gollin Supermarket. Meals are the perfect time for families to relax, laugh, and bond over delicious food and great conversations. Fuel these meals with an excellent quality cooking oil that not only enhances your food's flavor, but also makes them healthier for your loved ones. Golden Brook gives you all the benefits of cooking with coconut oil without the taste or smell of coconuts. Mealtime is family time. Make better meals and better memories with Golden Brook.
Let's go. Yeah. We've got the biggest Top 40 Countdown show in the world. Every Sunday on Mega 102.1.
Tune in or log in for the America's Top 40 with Ryan Seacrest. Celebrity news, interviews, and music.
Only on Mega 102.1. Bigger than radio. Hey.
Tune in daily from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
for the Mega Midday Mix with Mondale.
Weekdays
on Mega 102.1.
Mega 102.1. The beat.
Come and get it.
For the notes and melodies
that guide us through the rhythm of life.
Shake that workday off. Shake that.
Yeah.
And unwind with Afternoon Kickouts. Weekdays with Morano, Dacia, and DJ Tallis. 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Right here on Mega 102.1.
Agencia. First thing in the morning, when I wake up, thank God for life. Look in the mirror, say yes, I'm the best. Way too blessed. Ready again, no. Agencia. First thing in the morning, when I wake up, thank God for life. Look in the mirror, say yes, I'm the best. Way too blessed. Yes, I'm the best. Way too blessed. No matter where you try, you could never be me, never I. Keep petting from the side, make me take this thing well worldwide. Never had to pretend, 10. I'm a 5 times 2, that's a 10. Never ever beg friend. If they're not with me, no worry about them. Whoa, blind man can see it. Whoa, so every day I repeat it. I say, first thing in the morning, when I wake up, thank God for life. Look in the mirror, say yes, I'm the best. Way too blessed. Yes, I'm the best. Way too blessed.
Bossy. Godfather, man a OG. Man a half humble, man a bossy. Fling a rag a rhythm like it's so free. Bossy, house on the coast G. My money so long it doesn't know me. It's looking at my kids like I'm bossy. Bang, hey. Bossy. Godfather, man a OG. Man a half humble, man a bossy. Fling a rag a rhythm like it's so free.
favorite books, and it talks about using I statements and avoiding you, because Guyanese are telling you always with that on this and that on that. And it puts people on the defensive. Like you can't have a conversation where you're accusing people. And then remember last week we talked about when someone comes and starts talking about their mental health, to avoid avoid drilling them and judgment. So we can see how in Guyana, when we have not really trained I'll come back.
Yes. How would we relationship?
So, session before. This was the September's arm that Assad.
Okay.
And so these people, right? So we supposed to mark healthy and unhealthy. I said, yeah. They're going through, and we don't realize, so for example, one of the things that says straight off the bat here, how do we know if it's healthy? And it says, have fun together more often than not. And sometimes we are not always on the same page. And when I read that, I think of fun. Like, my fun may not be my partner's fun.
Yes.
But what is happening is that more than likely we're having a conversation on what is a mutual place or thing that we both will enjoy.
Find a gray area.
Right. Because what ends up happening is, like, one person's fun gets, like, dominated than the other. So even that statement, have fun together, needs to be broken down, right? And then if we look through another one, are faithful to each other, if you've made this commitment. So in Guyana, well, not in Guyana, actually in the world, there's something I call situationships. Like, we don't particularly have relationships anymore.
Yes.
In the sense that we kind of just, like, I remember saying, like, remember I said I left Guyana at 17.
Yes.
I didn't go on my first, like, date until I was, like, in Canada, and I was like, oh, this is what you're supposed to do? Like, you're supposed to go on a date and, like, figure out if you like this person? Because when we were younger, you're just in a group, somebody start to hustle you, you might start, like, calling, or if we had texting then, that kind of thing. We didn't have smartphones then. And he just kind of, like, spoke to people. Like, I've asked many of my clients, like, okay, what is the status of your relationship? And they're like, well, we're talking. And we've been talking for, like, a year. And I'm like, so are you committed? What is the expectation of this relationship?
Because,
like, and that's where the problems come up.
That's the thing. They don't want to put nothing to it. It's like, don't nothing. We hang together, we vibe together. If we sleep together, don't ask me if I'm your girl or your boy. Don't tell me where to go. Come. Like, I'm assuming I'm his girl. We don't really care. We together.
But that's when the problems happen. Someone will be like, well, you never claim me in public. You never. But then you want to come and tell me if I can't go with this man or this woman. And then that's where the conflict happens. So what I always tell my clients is, what are your expectations of a relationship? What are your expectations of they're going to know. And when we assume they're going to know, that's when we, like, they say, if you assume, makes an ass of you and me. So you end up trying to make it a little more fun, right? In case it's so serious, right? So for me, it's understanding that with this conversation, to be, to have a committed, mature relationship does entail communicating. And I'm sure in the healthy part here, look, like something like, communication about sex if your relationship is sexual. Like communication is in everything.
Yes.
Like supports each other's individual goals in life, like getting a job or going to college. Like simple things like this we take for granted. But if your partner is not encouraging you to, get a job or go to get your education or expand your education. No, stay home and mind children. You got by the time you realize it, you're 25 and you got 3-4 children, and that's not what you wanted in life. Was your partner good at supporting your goals? Not really. What if children was not even in your calendar of events in life?
These are not discussions we have.
Exactly.
They're not things we talk about. We go, I'm in this group. And when we talk about, they be talking about, they do so much on the first date. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm biting my nails. I'm like, I don't even know you. Why are we doing so much? Or as we say in Guyana, why are we doing the most on the first date? I don't get it.
I have a thing. This is really funny. And I remember I was seeing someone years ago. They were a very toxic person. I saw them years ago. And maybe this is why I knew I should have known they were toxic. But they tried to interlock fingers with me, which anyone who was my friend knows I do not. Let's read like a bird. Right? Don't break the trick. But I'm not gonna hold your hand. I ain't going for hold no man hand on me like a fool next week and holding up some other girl hand. You must be out of your mind. And he was offended. This was maybe the third week we were talking, and he was offended. We hadn't even slept together, and he was like, "Oh, why you don't hold my hand?" I said, "Because."
Oh, he gonna say you got somebody else.
Yeah, no, I was like, no. I said, and I explained to him why. I said, no. I said, I just don't hold hands like that. So you have to also understand what your own boundaries and stuff. And this also talks about boundaries. So have some privacy. Your letters, diary, personal phone calls are respected as your own. And that is a problem in social media now, where people say, give me a password. I think if I have to be so compelled to have my partner's password, that is more reflective, not only on maybe what vibes I'm getting off my partner, but my own insecurity, my own lack of trust. If I cannot trust you, then we cannot be together. This is
the thing. I think people fail to realize most of us, most of you, whatever you want to call it, you lay with these people unprotected. That is your life. You trust them with your life, basically. And so why would you fuss over a phone, a password of a phone? You should be thinking about your protection, your health. That is something you should be looking at with 10 eyes. I was looking at something on television, and this guy wanted his partner. He says it was never a rule, but whenever his phone rings, he would communicate via speaker. And so she saw that's what he did, and she started to do the same. So it was unspoken,
right?
And then suddenly she started to not speak.
You speak.
Yeah, she started, and so he got suspicious. Now it was never a rule. The thing is, oh goodness, we're so fussy over these little things. At this point in time, I think it comes down to communication. Am I what you want? Are you ready to leave? You have to. This is the thing. If you're going to talk about transparency, okay. If you don't want me to lock my phone, then you don't lock your phone. It's simple. So it goes straight across the board. That way, I'm comfortable, you're comfortable. You don't have to wonder, I don't have to wonder.
Or even in the case, for example, in my case, when I was in internship, my phone had to get a pass on it because information from my internship was coming into my phone. So that had to be communicated to my then partner to be
that's understandable.
It's not about I got anything to hide, but it's that I have clients' information coming in on a regular basis. If there's a crisis, if someone has done something, if someone's hurt, that information is coming into me, and it need not get access, not just to you, my partner, but to if the phone gets stolen, that's an open phone. So that's my partners have had to understand. You see, the thing is, if we do not communicate our expectations, our values, what we care about, what we're passionate about, then they cannot know where to take the tone from. And there's a quote that says, how you treat yourself sets the tone for how everyone else will treat you. And I think that I have always made it very clear, like, what are things I want in life, what I want to do, and and no one, I always say, I rue the day that anyone would ever think to look at me and be like, I ain't gonna bully she. Yeah, right. Right? But that's because I know myself.
Yes.
There's tons of people out there who don't know themselves. They don't know their identity. They haven't been praised. They haven't been validated by their families or their parents to say, you know, I want a good partner who's gonna treat me well because I know that I deserve that. They don't know that they deserve that. You know, there's a quote from Perks of a Wildflower that says, we accept the love we think we deserve, right? And I had to, like, it came back up into my, like, Facebook reminded me. Yes. And I put it back out because it's so true. We kind of do. I mean, I've known couples, my clients, who compromise for years on things and felt so unhappy, and then that festers, and that's where the aggression and violence and stuff come out. This is both across guys, girls, LGBTQ, everything all in between. So I definitely, I wanted to talk a little bit, if you allow me, depends on how much time.
We don't have a lot of time, so we got to crunch it down real quick.
Right. Okay, so this is one of the ones.
Okay, we'll take a break. Okay, we'll take a break and be right back.
Shake that workday off. Shake that. And unwind with Afternoon Kickouts. Weekdays with Morano, Dacia, and DJ Tallis. 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Right here on Mega 102.1.
Get your documents ready to be registered. Are you eligible to be registered during GCOM's house-to-house registration exercise? Then you must have either a birth certificate, a valid passport, naturalization certificate, or certificate of registration. Adoption certificate. Married women may also be asked to present their marriage certificate. Individuals who had a name change, which is not stated on their birth certificate, must present a deed poll along with their original birth certificate. Get your documents ready now and prepare to be registered. If you were previously registered, you will need to be registered again. Be on the lookout. It is your right. Make it your responsibility. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-027729 or 223-9653. Email pro@gcom.org.gy.
Enter to be one of 4 customers to win $1 million Court shopping spree when you purchase any Mabe appliance from Court. Choose from Mabe washers, stoves, refrigerators, microwaves, and dryers. Offer ends May 31st. So purchase Mabe today and enter to win your $1 million shopping spree. Court's bringing value home. The Ghana Elections Commission will commence house-to-house registration in your area soon. You must register if you are a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or registration. 14 years and older by the 31st of October 2019, a citizen of a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for a period of no less than 1 year preceding the qualifying date. If you were previously registered, you will need to register again. Look out for GCOM. Make it your responsibility to get registered. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-0277-9 or 223-9653. Email pro@gcom.org.gy. Contact the nearest GCOM registration office or visit our website, www.gcom.org.gy.
The Ministry of the Presidency is bringing government to the people on Wednesday, May 29th from 10 hours. Damon Square, Anna Regina, Essequibo, Region Number 2. Speak directly with ministers and other officials. Ministers will be present from 10 to 14 hours, and persons are advised to bring along extra copies of all documents related to the matter they intend to discuss with the ministers. It is 17 hours 25.
Shake that workday off. Shake that. And unwind with Afternoon Kickouts. Weekdays with Morano, Dacia, and DJ Tallis. 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Right here on Mega 102.1.
Yes, we're back with Ms. Riza Khan, and we're talking about healthy relationships versus unhealthy relationships. And we've just got maybe about 5 minutes to cramp it real tight and to be real specific so that we can help people to understand when they are in a healthy or unhealthy relationship.
Right. So these are some of the signs that I pulled out just because they're not often spoken about. I mean, we talk about all the pushing, the criticizing, the verbal, the belittling. But something like, for example, frequently criticizes the other person's family and friends. And I think that that's kind of important because there's an intention behind that. The intention is to start to make you question the trust, the loyalty, your understanding of your family, your friends. And so from the time they start to criticize, and we start to have these issues, their intention is then to be like, well, you see why you shouldn't spend time with your family. And then that's where the isolation kind of starts to roll down from. So I thought that this was important for persons to know. Isolation is just not waking up one day and them telling you, no, don't go there. They might try and do it in other ways by telling you about,
subtle ways.
Your mother used to talk with your name when you're in there around, and your father does do this and that. You're going to be just like your father. Like, those things are intended on hurting your perception of them and the relationship you have with them.
Yes.
Making you distant from them. This is a very important one. Blames the other for your behavior. So if you hadn't made me mad, I wouldn't have done X. And that is
I cheated because you weren't giving me attention.
Oh, right. And I put that one out. Ignores or withholds affection as a way of punishing the other, right?
Yes.
So like, or I did it because you done harm me first. So tit for tat is not going to work in a relationship. But definitely the blaming. People, take this advice from me, and I have seen it firsthand. Narcissistic tendencies, persons who are narcissistic, blame you for everything. They are incapable, think of Donald Trump, of taking responsibility of their, he's the number one. Every time I use this example of a narcissist, I think of Donald Trump. And so they are incapable of taking responsibility and owning up to their contribution to the current situation.
Yes.
And so it is always, they could have knocked down the sugar, and they're going to find somehow you left the sugar since 3 days ago on the edge of the counter is your fault, right? So think of these small things that your partner is constantly doing to erode the relationship. That is what it is. Constantly put you on guard, constantly make you unstable, and make you think you're losing your mind. Right, embarrass and humiliates the other person, we know that, and then tries to make the other one feel crazy or plays mind games. So manipulation is also a part of narcissistic tendencies, and so you're going to see that they're going to try and gaslight you. And so gaslighting is the intent to kind of change or alter your way of thinking by doing the opposite. So they're going to try and say like, the same kind of thing, had you not done that, then I wouldn't have done this. Persons who are gaslighting would say things like, you'd be a better mother if like you didn't have all these jobs, or you would be a better girlfriend if you stayed at home more often, that kind of thing. So the gaslighting is attempting to alter what you think about yourself and the world around you through attacking the things that you like value the closest, kind of thing.
And that meddles with your ego, and once you touch that,
right?
So
you'd be a better man if you would like get a job.
Yes,
that statement right there is like every what is DJ's like, oh yeah,
or you touch DJ Sniper deep,
or like I wouldn't harm you if you for throwdown. Like, oh my goodness gracious, people, please stop saying these things to your partners. Like, if it is that you have a problem with how your partner engages with you sexually, talk about it. It's great once you talk about it. Right?
The thing is, a lot of people have communication issues, and it's mainly because we have so much things built up and pented up on the inside. So and then some of us don't know how to express what we're feeling.
No.
You have to be able to first process what you're feeling, then you express it in a proper manner, because of course you can't express it saying, well, I'm sorry because you made me upset. No, that's not how you do it.
Yeah,
so.
It's like, what exactly did I do to make you upset?
Exactly.
Like, so even if my take on it is, even if one partner doesn't know to communicate like that well, if just the other partner knows to kind of at least draw it out, be calm, remain calm, like try and draw it out, you might actually be able to like understand. The problem is, when you're doing that every day, every weekend, every time there's a problem, that person who is being generous and understanding and calm, they're not going to stay like that forever, right?
I ain't got any patience.
And that's when you get conflict. That's when you get conflict. Like, one human can only try so much.
Yeah.
But definitely there are signs, and I always tell people, this is the one takeaway I'll tell you guys. If someone makes you question like who you are, or makes you feel like you're changing, and not in a positive way,
yes,
that's usually a sign
that's your
of
first
not
big
a,
red
of
flag.
not a good relationship. So whether you can pinpoint what they've done to hurt you, break you, make you sad, break promises, whatever it is, if you feel like you're changing and not in the best capacity, that person's probably contributing to it, and it's not good for you. That's my takeaway for today.
Oh my goodness! I wish we can go on and on these topics.
She will have to come back some other time.
Listen, come and spend the whole day.
I know we're doing this for Mental Health Month,
Yes.
but it's a good way to start a conversation and keep it moving and just don't focus on May alone. So I know she's going to be back.
Yes.
And we're going to tie up and let you know in advance. And of course, when she's going to be here, because, she's very, very busy. But thank you, Rise. I'm going to allow this.
We're so privileged to be able to catch her twice within 2 weeks. So we really do appreciate you coming here on the afternoon kickout to educate our Guyanese people on how to identify a healthy versus unhealthy relationship. I do hope that a lot of us out there, a lot of our listeners and viewers took a few pointers, find some time and examine your relationship, examine yourself, because a lot of times we like to say, well, we done because of she, or we done because of he. It takes two most of the time. So
It
just
definitely
sit
does.
down. You are an adult. It's not a blame game thing. So sit down and think and see a positive way forward so we can have healthy relationships in Guyana.
Can we put this sheet on the
We'll do the
page,
page.
Yes,
right?
we'll
So
do
you
so.
could just take a picture of, no, that's what I was saying. Take a picture of the sheet, and then
Yes.
people can just fill it in themselves for, and if they find that it's unhealthy, then by all means they can seek out they can go back to last week's video
Yes.
and go through all the lists of the places I gave last week for support.
Great. So
There you
thank you once again, Riza, for visiting us. And if you like, you can stay a couple extras with us too as well. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yes. So it's
I'm not running today. I'm good.
Oh, good. So it is time for our next time. Get your qualifications recognized and evaluated by the National Accreditation Council, NAC time 17 hours 33.
Shake that workday off. Shake that. And unwind with Afternoon Kickout. Weekdays with Morano, Dacia, and DJ Tallis. 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Right here on Mega 102.1.
See me body a fling up for your liking. Back in with the perfect aligning. Before you give me ring, boy, mash up the thing, boy. See me position for the whining. See me position. See me back then, boy. See me position. Before you give me ring, boy, mash up the thing, boy. See me position for the whining.
Tan to the big woman, tan to the big woman, tan to the. You better make sure your body no study. Yeah, tan to the big woman, tan to the. Hold the one, yeah, same so you love. Tan to the big woman, tan to the. Your skin so smooth, yeah.
Oh, DJ Sniper, the baddest gal is fan.
Wedding ring, I get the fling where. Oh, you shoulda hear she a sing, sir. She say she love it, you know she love it. Chucky, me a chucky will be maka. Swell up, she a swell up, her body get fatter. Say she have a man, but Charlie Black hotter. Matter me no matter.
Me no know where some girl come in, yeah, I steer far. Me come in, yeah, for ride hard like a racer. So find a jockey to ride upon, yeah. Saddle up on it.
Si necesitas reggaetón, dale. Sigue bailando, mami, no pare. Acércate a mi pantalón, dale. Vamos a pegarnos como animales. Si necesitas reggaetón, dale. Sigue bailando, mami, no pare. Acércate a mi pantalón, dale. Vamos a pegarnos como animales. Muévete a mi ritmo, siente el magnetismo. Tu cadera es la mía, hacen un sismo. Ahora da lo mismo, el amor y el turismo. Diciéndole quiero al que viene con romanticismo. Si te dan ganas de bailar, pues dale. En el estático todos somos iguales. Te ves bonita con tu swing salvaje. Sigue bailando que pasa.
Y si esa mujer fuera para mí, perdóname, te lo tenía que decir. Está dura, send me mad. Polari girl, you know I love you, girl, I love you bad. But your family go send me mad.
Your father said, after all I do for you, you look what you come and do. What if I used to drink a rum and then run all around? You wanna make me feel so sad. In Johnny girl, I love you bad. In Johnny girl, tell me why you haunting me. In Johnny girl, tell me why you haunting me. After all I do for you, you look what you come and do. What if I used to drink a rum and then run all around? You wanna make me feel so sad. In Johnny, I love you bad.
Look cool, you know how long we already see you. It could have been about a year or two. Call to drink now, what we go do? Eh, eh, long time, been a while we a bust a line. Nothing that changed, 'cause you still look fine. Look how you looking fine. I thought you hiding, I thought you went foreign. Look how things happen now. Look how things happen now. So let me hug up and squeeze you. I don't even want to leave you. I don't know when we'll bounce up again. So let me take a little thing.
'Cause if you want me to go, you can be looking the way you do. You can be cooking the way you do. You can be hooking me. If you want me to go, you can be looking the way you do. You can be walking the way you do. Because you're hooking me.
Oh Lord, the body's in control of me water. And if you think I tell a lie, bring your daughter. Oh Lord, the body's in control of me water. And if you think I tell a lie, bring your daughter. Ooh, oh, somebody give it. 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 Bumpsy setting the trend now. When them jamming the party, teasing up on the men now. When them jamming the party, oh you woman boom she belly, wacky 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 wacky. Hold on myself.
All right, it's always so much fun when we have a guest in studio. We tend to forget our question of the day.
Oh, yeah.
And we have some answers. Ava Thompson straight away says, "Good afternoon, guys. I was a foodin and ate everything. So no, this question does not apply to me."
Good girl, Eva.
Good girl, Ava. Tamika says, "Good afternoon. Tamika, where are you from? I can't remember what food I haven't eaten in a long time, but I do know of a fruit. I think they call it buck banana. I remember when I was little, one of those bananas would fill me up, and yet I tried to eat more because I loved it so much. And she hasn't eaten that in a long time. Did you have any on your thing?"
Yes, LaShonda said Karila.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Y'all are so weird. That's so
Weird.
good.
Uh-huh.
And then Miss Riza herself said okra.
But also Karela.
And Karela?
I forgot about Karela. How much I detest that. Oh my God. People say, "Give it fry it up good." I'm like, oh Lord.
Karela is nice. I love Karela.
If people
And
ain't
then
cooking
someone
good for
says
y'all, it's what
Saijin.
happened.
Yes.
Like these things, Saijin.
Saijin is same, right?
Did she say Callaloo too?
No, I said I used to don't like it, and then now I like. Yeah, I don't have a problem.
So Rebecca says, Bora in any form. I say, you lie. She says, I hate it. Man, it has fret me to eat that. I get
Even in
licks to eat
Chinese
it.
food?
I get licks to eat it before.
No.
No, I know some people, they would take it out because like me, something that I hated since I was little is sweet corn. And so when my mom does fried rice and other things that has to get corn inside, mine has to be taken out before they add in the corn.
You're missing the whole thing.
Well, there was a reason why I hated it, and I'm not going to tell anyone on here, but I was pretty sick with that. And Pam, who is joining us for the first time from Pearl, says wild meat. This is one buck girl that don't eat any wild meat because my grandmother was like that. She never eat any wild meat. So she's kind of different than the regular indigenous women, I guess. Chavez says cassava bread, but then he says that's a big laugh because I eat that all the time. And Erica says same.
Ew.
Am I that thing tasted like medicine? I've never eaten it back since high school. I hate same.
I hate same too. I now remember what is the thing that I hate. I hate same.
And it's so simple because like Mr. Bowler would say, this is the oldest vegetable in the world.
It's like
I said, like, how you know that? He said, because if you read, it's in the Bible.
It's like eating boro with hair on it. That's
all right, so there we have our answers, people. Thank you so much for sharing with us this afternoon.
You.
We'll have another fun question for you tomorrow. In the meantime, let's take a listen to these messages, and when we come back, we'll have a look at what's happening in terms of news coverage today.
Every time you
The Ministry of Public Health invites you to Health Expo 2019, June 5th to Fire. Once again, we alive with good free medical and free blood pressure and along with free for all. And bring the entire family a good gift of life.
Well, it's almost. We go to the board. Brown, who says, "Good afternoon. I couldn't comment on the live. I wonder what happened, Angelica. I miss you guys, though.
Must be the OBS thingy.
Probably the OBS, yes." And she says, "I hated tomatoes and pak choy, but I love it now. And I eat everything. I mean everything, even cow brains, sheep testicles, etc., etc." Trust Angelica Trust Angelica to come up. And Jane Pugsley says, "I can't hear anything currently." I can't hear anything currently. All right, so we're working on that. Our stuff is getting itself back together. Sonia came in a bit late and she says, "The only thing I hated when I was little was little bit." Little bit. Wrapping up time at Dacia.
Wow, we have come to the end of another fun day on the afternoon kickout. It's always a pleasure being here with our listeners and our viewers. And I love that you guys are such a good sport. Thank you so much for contributing every living day to our question of the day and different topics that we might have. We're so thankful for you guys. I want to say a big thank you to Miss Riza Khan as well. It's really nice that you would take time off of your busy schedule to come and be able to educate us on so many things when it comes to relationship and mental abuse and all these different things. So we're trying to see if we could cook up something and beg for come back like once a month or so.
Yes.
Make it a regular thing so we can talk about different issues. I really like the support that we're getting from our listeners and the interest that they're showing. So these are helpful tips in helping you to go forward in your relationship, in your work relationship, in your life as an individual. So these are always great things to have in your back pocket every now and again. And so we want to say a big thank you to everyone. Again, be careful on the roadways. It's a rainy day. Seems as though it's going to be a rainy evening as well. So be very careful. Keep your eyes out there on the roadways. If you're late, you're done late. You can't be later than late. Exactly.
Can't do anything about it.
Yes.
I forgot to fret about the taxi today, but that's all right. Thank you. Everything that Dacia said, and we say a special thank you to DJ Sniper on behalf of the entire support team here at Mega 102.1 FM, Philip and Romel and Sandy and everyone else. And of course, Boss One, Cassie, we thank you very much for joining us today. We'll see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
Every time you change the station,
A puppy dies. Don't touch that dial.
fuel these meals with an excellent quality